Round-the-clock rescue and recovery efforts at the site of that collapsed apartment building in Surfside, Florida, just north of Miami Beach. Overnight, crews continued to search through the rubble in hopes of finding survivors. At least 4 people are confirmed dead, and more than 150 are unaccounted for, a little more than 2 days after the condominium tower came crashing down. No one has been found in the rubble since yesterday morning. As Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is calling for a timely explanation for how this could have happened, the hours are growing desperate for the hundreds of rescuers still on the scene. Mark Strassmann is in Surfside with the latest on the rescue efforts and the possible warning signs this building may have been in danger of collapsing. Mark, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dana. Officially, this is still a search and rescue operation, but with each hour that goes by and these search teams find no sign of any more survivors, it is a grim reality check for everybody involved, not just the search teams, but of course the anxious families who are desperately waiting for some sort of sign that their loved ones are okay. But the bombshell overnight was a release of an engineering study that showed that a couple of years ago, there were already signs that this building had clear engineering structural worries.
With high-tech tools like cameras and listening devices, along with brute strength and bucket brigades, urban search and rescue teams looked for any survivors from early Thursday morning's tower collapse. 55 apartment units pancaked as people inside them slept. Now time may be running out.
All of our training tells us that for at least the first 72 hours, there are high likelihood of people that could be alive in there.
Crews battle fire, rain, exhaustion, and even the threat of another disaster.
The building you see behind me is also in danger of potential collapse.
While rescuers face those risks, family members of the missing face uncertainty.
I think I'm trying to brace myself for the worst and the best, and it's really hard. Just not knowing is just the worst part.
Sergio Lozano is looking for his parents.
I was on the phone with her at 1:30. She called me up and she said, I think there's an earthquake. And she looked down the balcony and the pool area had kind of a sinkhole. And then the building started to shake, rattle, and she screamed, and then the phone went dead.
Forensic inspectors wonder whether something failed underneath the building. To support its weight, the tower's builders had to drive concrete pilings deep into the sandbar. One coastal threat, saltwater intrusion. It can seep into the concrete, corrode the steel inside the pilings, and worst case, shift the base of a building. After the calamity, officials reportedly saw a hole opening up under the garage.
They will try to see where the source of where the water is coming from, and did that penetrate into the columns and foundations.
As a 40-year-old building, Champlain South's Condo Association is required by county law to re-inspect from the ground up. An engineer's report from 2018, obtained by CBS News, found abundant cracking in concrete columns, beams, and walls in the parking garage, and major structural damage to a concrete structural slab caused by failed waterproofing that, if not repaired in a timely fashion, would cause the concrete to deteriorate exponentially. Donna Berger is an attorney representing the condo board.
From the engineers that I've been speaking to, they believe it's probably a subsurface issue. What that means is, what was the infrastructure on which this building was built?
That 2018 engineering report specifically warned of structural issues not only in the parking garage, but also under the pool deck and under the entrance drive. They were just about to get started working on some of those issues when the building collapsed 2.5 years later. For CBS This Morning Saturday, Mark Strassmann, Surfside, Florida.
Lots of big questions as these families continue to wait this agonizing wait.
It's heartbreaking watching them, truly is.
It has been.